Hello dear friends, welcome to I am Civil Engineer YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to see a very important topic which is exposure condition and structural requirements. Exposure condition means it is the environment where our construction is going to take place. Suppose we are going to construct a building in seashore, then the environmental condition is very severe. So the classification is given here, the environment and its exposure condition. I will read one by one, and in the next picture I will show this description in a pictorial view so that you can visualize and you can imagine it. Here the environment and its exposure conditions are given. This is taken from Indian Standards IS 456-2000. I will read out all these exposure conditions now, and in the next picture I will show that in the pictorial view so that you can visualize and imagine and understand in a better way. So when we will say environmental condition is mild is when the concrete surface is protected against weather and aggressive conditions except those situated in coastal areas. This is called the mild exposure condition. The moderate exposure condition is that concrete surface sheltered from severe rain or freezing whilst wet, concrete exposed to condensation and rain, concrete continuously under water, concrete in contact or buried under non-aggressive soil, groundwater, concrete surfaces sheltered from saturated salt air in coastal area. Now I will read the severe condition. Concrete surface exposed to severe rain, alternate wetting and drying, or occasionally freezing whilst wet, or severe condensation, concrete completely immersed in sea water, concrete exposed to coastal environment. This is the severe condition. And now we will move on to very severe condition. Concrete surface exposed to sea water spray, corrosive fumes, or severe freezing conditions whilst wet, concrete in contact or buried under aggressive subsoil groundwater. Next is the extreme condition. Surface of member in tidal zone, member in direct contact with the liquid, solid, aggressive chemicals. So these are all environment conditions and exposure conditions. That is described in Indian Standards IS 456-2000. So whatever I have read now, that I will give in the pictorial view now. Let us imagine this view. You can imagine this. This is a mountain and it is the foothill of the mountain and some plain areas are there. And this is an industrial area, and you can see the seashore and the sea here. Here this is the seashore line. Sometimes I have made it as this sea place, it has cross section also. I will explain that now. See here I have given 5 or 6 buildings here. One is at the hilltop, another one at the mid of the hill, and third is the just away from the foothill, and the fourth one near the industrial area, and fifth one near the seashore, and the sixth one is the berth structure or any marine structures that is inside the sea. Okay, so till this zone, that means till this industrial zone, it is like a 3D view, and after this it is like a cross sectional view. I couldn't distinguish this in a pictorial view, so it is like just giving a hint to imagination. You can imagine accordingly so that you will get a good picture. Okay, these 6 structures are of different environmental exposure condition. What are they? So this building, where the building is away from the foothill and it is away from the industrial area, away from the mountain zone, away from the marine zone, it is called the mild zone. Here the environmental condition will be very normal. There will not be any heavy rain or marine exposure, those things. So this building is located in the mild zone. Okay. And the next thing is the moderate zone, where some amount of rainfall is received, not very extreme. And the next thing is the severe, where more rainfall is received, and also the structure is under the seawater. As I have already said, you can imagine this portion as a cross-sectional view. Here the berth and piles are there. These piles are under the water. This exposure is the severe exposure. And the next environmental exposure is the very severe exposure. This very severe exposure is very near to the industries where the chemical attacks will be there due to this chimney and the air pollution things, and also some chemicals may come out from this industry. It will pass through this soil, so this soil will be of aggressive nature. So this environmental condition is called the very severe condition. And also the very severe condition can be located at the seashore area where the sea is directly in contact with the structure. So this place also is called the very severe condition. The next thing is the extreme zone. Extreme zone is the industrial area or the industrial building itself, and also the structure which is in direct contact with the sea. In the severe condition, the structure is under the sea, but in extreme condition, this structure is in contact with the sea and also in contact with the environment, that means atmosphere. So it is called the extreme condition. I hope this will be cleared. In the previous slide, whatever I have read, I have given this pictorial view. You can just look it off and you can imagine it. Now let us go to IS 456 again. In IS 456 table 5, minimum cement content, minimum water cement ratio and minimum grade of concrete for different exposure with normal weight of aggregate of 20 mm nominal maximum size is given. So the exposure condition is given in this table and the plain concrete and reinforced concrete. For that 3 values are given. One is the minimum cement content, the second one is the maximum free water cement ratio, and the third one is the minimum grade of concrete. So in this case you can see 2 minimum values. One is cement content and the concrete grade. So minimum in the sense what it is? It is the at least value. At least we have to maintain this much amount of cement and this much grade of concrete in that environmental exposure condition. And this maximum free cement ratio is the maximum value. You must not go away from this value. So these are all the 3 things in plain concrete and also in the reinforced concrete. So these things I have elaborated in the pictorial form itself. In this mild region, if we are placing a PCC, then the cement content will be 220 kgs. And the water cement ratio must be of maximum of 0.6. In case of reinforced cement concrete, at least we have to maintain M20 and at least we have to provide 300 kgs of cement in the concrete. And the water cement ratio is the maximum of 0.55. You must not go more than this 0.55 water cement ratio. This is for the mild condition, mild exposure condition. Next let us see for the moderate condition. In case of PCC, the minimum cement content is 240 kgs, the minimum concrete grade is M15 and the maximum water cement ratio will be 0.6. In case of RCC at moderate condition is M25 and 300 kgs of cement minimum and the maximum water cement ratio will be 0.5. Whereas in this severe condition for PCC, minimum M20 we have to use with at least 250 kgs of cement content and water cement ratio of maximum 0.5. In case of RCC in severe condition it is the M30 and 320 kgs at least we have to use cement here and the water cement ratio will be maximum of 0.45. And the next condition is the very severe condition. In very severe condition for PCC minimum M20 we have to use. In case of RCC M35 is the minimum grade. If we see the cement content, for PCC minimum we have to use at least 260 kgs of cement and for RCC it is 340 kgs. The water cement ratio remains same for both the cases, which is 0.45. The next condition is the extreme condition. In extreme condition for PCC M25 concrete to be maintained with 280 kgs of cement and 0.4 water cement ratio. In case of RCC at extreme condition, minimum grade of concrete is M40 with at least 360 kgs of cement and a water cement ratio of 0.4. These are all the things which is given in the table 5 of IS 456 2000 and I have given those things in a simplified form in a pictorial view so that whoever seeing this video can remember this in a better way and they can imagine according to their wish. I hope this video is useful and informative. Kindly subscribe to my channel. Thank you.